American cities smoldering as protests over racism and police brutality spark some of the country's worst civil unrest in decades. For President Donald Trump, the culprits are clear.
The violence and vandalism is being led by Antifa and other radical left-wing groups who are terrorizing the innocent, destroying jobs, hurting businesses, and burning down buildings.
Trump has vowed to label Antifa a terrorist organization, a move he lacks the legal authority to carry out. But his plan faces yet another hurdle. Antifa, short for antifascist, is not an organization as such. Instead, it's a leaderless movement, autonomous cells of left-wing activists who share the belief that Nazis and white supremacists have no place in public life and that their ideology must be met by direct action, using aggressive tactics like vandalism and physical confrontation. The movement draws its name from socialist organizations in the 1930s dedicated to fighting the rise of fascist parties in both Germany and the UK.
I think many people would agree there came a time across Europe when standing up to fascists and Nazis violently was legitimate. But anti-fascists argue that the best way to stop that from being a necessity is to prevent them from organizing, prevent them from being able to express their message before it gets to the point where there's a civil war.
Since Trump's 2016 election, a resurgence of white nationalist groups has led to increased visibility for Antifa, including at a 2017 Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, Virginia, where a young counter-protester was killed by a white supremacist. U.S. law enforcement groups and federal officials say members of both far-right and far-left groups have contributed to violence and property destruction in recent days. Some observers on the left fear that Antifa is being cast as a scapegoat by a right-wing government to justify heightened police violence and a further crackdown on dissent.
Now, as protests